Today we're taking a closer look at the Switchback Sequential full LED projector headlights fitting all 2018 through 2023 GT and EcoBoost Mustangs. Now you guys should be checking out these options if you really dig that new S650 headlight design and want to go with something that will really separate your later S550 from the rest of the pack. Now these lights will combine that gloss black housing with the clear lenses and full LED operation, all for right around that $750 price point. All right, big features to cover here will be the big time change to your appearance and your lighting thanks to the S650 inspired design and styling. Now this does include the 3 bi-LED projectors, the 3 hash style running lights found directly above those projectors here, and then even the 3 L-shaped running lights around each projector. So a ton of lighting going on here with these options. Now those horizontal LEDs up top here are exactly like the ones found on the S650, and just like the factory lights, these are going to serve as both your daytime running lights along with your sequential turn signals, and you're even getting a unique startup sequence here with these lights every time you unlock your ride. Now in addition to all of those features, you are getting that switchback LED technology here, which again does allow the white lights to switch to amber and then back again, which is very cool here and allows for that startup sequence as well. All right, construction is going to be really top notch here, guys, similar to the factory lights in a lot of ways. Now, from a material standpoint, you're looking at a black ABS plastic housing. You have kind of a piano black or gloss black inner housing. And then, of course, you do have the implementation and presentation of all of that LED lighting, from the running lights up top here, those bi-LED projectors that we've already talked about, and even the L-shaped running lights that are flanking those projectors themselves. Everything's gonna be topped off and sealed up with a nice crystal clear impact resistant polycarbonate lens, and the lights themselves have been given the DOT and SAE stamp of approval, which does make them legal for use in all 50 states. Now moving into price point here, guys, and these headlights will come in right around that $750 price point for the pair, which actually makes these one of the more affordable options available for the later S550 owners out there looking to get into some of that newer S650 inspired styling. Now companies like Morimoto, Alpharex, and Flow Series, well, they all have their own kind of take on the new gen styling, but all of them are going to be considerably more money than the options that we have on the table here with us today. All right, last but not least, now we want to shift gears and talk about the installation, and the site's going to call this a strong 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter here, thanks to the majority plug and play install that you're going to be looking at, taking you no more than 2 hours or so to complete from start to finish. But now to give you a better idea of how this one might go down in the garage or driveway at home, let's throw it out to the shop for our detailed walkthrough and tool breakdown.
For this install, you need a 3/8 ratchet, a 3/8 impact driver, a pair of channel locks, a panel tool, a 3/8 extension, an adapter if you need one, along with a 7, 8, 10, and 13 millimeter socket. Today we're going to be installing headlights on our Mustang, but first we're going to watch a quick uninstall video and we'll meet you here when you get back.
All right, so the first step in our install with your hood popped is to take off the rad support cover with a pop clip removal tool. Go ahead and line up each of these pop clips and take them out one by one. Then you can grab the cover and remove it off of your car. Next up, we're going to remove all of the bolts holding on our front bumper, starting with these small 5.5 millimeter bolts at either side. Grab a 5.5 millimeter socket and a ratchet and get these off. Moving on to the next bolt, this one's an 8 millimeter, so grab an 8 millimeter socket and your ratchet and let's get this off. Okay, so now we need to get access to the back of our bumper through the wheel well. We need to remove a pop clip that should be right here. Ours does not have one. Once that's removed, you just need to grab the liner and pull it back to expose two nuts right about here. All right, so right here, this may be hard to see while we're removing them, but these are the nuts that you want to remove in order to separate the bumper from the fender. Grab your 10mm socket and remove these nuts. All right, repeat that process on the other side. Now you can take more of the clips out to get more of the liner out. You can even take your wheel off if you'd like, but you can get to it without removing too many things, so we're gonna try to do that here. Grab your 10mm socket and remove the two nuts that hold your fender to your bumper. Again, you might not see these, but they're in the exact same location as the other side. All right, so at this point, we have the car in the air. Now you don't need a lift to do this. We just want to give you a better shot at the underneath of the car to see what you're supposed to be doing. Grab a 7mm socket, and we're gonna remove all of the bolts that are holding on the bottom of the bumper. All right, so at this point, we can release the side of the bumper. So right in between those two nuts that you took off, there is like a pop clip attached to a bracket. So you need to release this to release the bumper. You can go in from the side, but if you're concerned about the paint and you still have the wheel well liner out of the way, you can get at it from the back here. So just go in between the bracket and release it. Repeat that on the other side. All right, at this point, we can lift the bumper off the top of these posts up here to release it. Pull it down and out of the way, and you should be able to see several connectors. Locate the connectors holding on your bumper still. Go ahead and press and release them, one on each side. Repeat that on the other side. All right, now you can pull the bumper off of your car. So now the bolts holding on the headlight are exposed. We can use our 13mm socket to take off the one on the side. Grab a 10mm socket if you can find one for the bolt on top, closest to the rad support. Then there's one additional bolt all the way at the bottom underneath your headlight. Go ahead and wiggle your headlight loose. Release the connector on the back. And also release this clip that holds on the wiring harness.
All right, now that we have our stock headlight out, you can now plug in our new headlight with our connector right here on the back. Get that clipped in. Now we can install it into the housing. All right, while holding our headlight in place, we're gonna get one bolt up top started so that way it won't fall out. Now we can install our bottom bolt that is just above the washer fluid tank. Using our 10mm socket, we can get that tightened down. Now we can tighten down our top bolt using our 10mm socket. Now we can install our bolt for our side bracket of our headlight. Using our 13mm socket, we can get that tightened down. Now to wire up our switchback LEDs, we are going to tap into our fog light harness right here. We did identify the specific wire. It is actually going to be the yellow wire with the purple stripe in the middle to tap in for your turn signals. Now the kit that you get provides a wire crimp right here, which will allow you to take the provided wire off the headlight and go onto the identified wire for the turn signals and lay them together just like that and crimp everything down. But we already have a T-tap pre-installed, so we're just going to wire a connection onto that and then get everything connected up. And here's just a closer look at this. You have the 2 wires that go inside the bedding right there, and it goes over each, and then it comes over and clamps down. And then once it clamps down, you can use a pair of pliers and squeeze the entire assembly to lock it in. Now we're going to strip our wire back a little bit for our headlight. Now we can crimp on our spade connector. Again, our turn signal wire is going to be the yellow wire with the purple stripe. And then we're going to plug in our spade connector into our T-tap. Once you have your headlight connected and wired up, you want to make sure any wires are out of the way of any moving parts, and you can repeat for the other side. Once you have both of your headlights installed, you can now reconnect your fog lights. And now you can repeat that for the other side. Once you have both of your connectors on your fog lights, you can now hang your bumper back into position. Now you can get your tabs lined up under the headlight and also get your studs lined up back into the bracket. Now we can install our 7mm screw right here using our 7mm socket. And once you get that one installed, you can repeat for the exact opposite side. Now we can install the remaining bolts on the top using our 8mm socket. Now we can move down the line. Once you get those installed, you can now repeat for the other side. Now you can install your shroud cover, get that lined up, set it in place, and install your retaining clips. Once you get a few of these on, you can now continue installing the rest of them. Now we can install the bottom bolt for our bumper for the bottom of our belly pan as well. Using our 7mm socket, we can get these in. Once you get a couple of those installed, you can now continue down the way. Now you can install the bottom bolt for the belly pan. Using our 7mm socket, we can get that started. I got a couple of these started, so I'm just going to tighten them down with our 7mm socket. Once you get a few of those started, you can now continue on the other side. Now on the inside of our fender, we can install our 2 10mm nuts that hold on the side bracket for our bumper. Go ahead and get those started. Now once you get those started on, you can now tighten them down with a 10mm socket. Now you can put your fender liner back into place, get everything lined up, and now you can install a couple clips to hold it in place. We have one clip right inside here that's kind of hard to see. And we have a couple more on the bottom. Once you get a few of those clips installed, holding everything together, you can now continue installing the rest of the clips. Once you get your fender liner reinstalled, you can now reinstall your wheel and repeat for the other side. That wraps up our install for Switchback Sequential full LED projector headlights in gloss black housing with the clear lens for 18 to 23 Mustang GT and EcoBoost. Just remember, for everything Mustang related, keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.